Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. Today on Bones Collector I'm going to talk about some really small games that we're about to take with us on a road trip. I wanted to take a minute and make this video so that we could tell you why, first of all, that we're going to be off the air for a little while. We're going to go up to Ohio here from Florida and visit our daughter and her family. And we love doing that. We miss them very much, but we can't wait to get up there. And we're going to stop halfway and spend the night in a hotel, and halfway on the way home and spend the night in a hotel. And it gives us a little bit of time to play some of our smaller games that we love to take with us. Now, once in a while we'll fly up to Ohio, and when we do, we like to take this little game, Hive, because you can play it on the fold-out tray in the airplane. And we really enjoy this game on airplanes. I mean, this is one of the best games if you're traveling by plane to take with you, because it plays very nicely on those trays. And it's just a tile laying game with insects on the tiles themselves, and each insect has a different power on how they can jump around and move, and you're trying to surround the other person's queen. So it's a lot of fun. This is Hive Pocket, by the way. I think Hive has another version where the tiles are a lot bigger, but we love taking that on the airplane. And we took this trip last year on a train, and that was kind of fun too. We took the auto train where we loaded our car on the train, and it dropped us off outside Washington, D.C., and then we got off the train, grabbed our car, and drove 6 hours to my daughter's house, and we did the reverse on the way home. But this year we decided to drive, so we're going to see how this works out. We're always doing something different when we travel up there. So that's Hive. That's got many applications where your space is small and you just don't have a lot of room to spread out. That game Hive is a lot of fun, and we played it for, I mean, it's a 2-hour flight. It's not very long, but we played it for a better part of over an hour. By the time we got done playing Hive, it was time to land, so it was a very fun game to take on the airplane. Okay, I got a lot of games here I want to talk about, so I'm just going to be real quick and brief. This game called Ghosts of the Moor, and it's by my favorite board game designers, Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer. And this is just a simple game with you're laying down tiles, and it's a path that's going through the woods. You have explorer meeples. You're going to go through the woods and collect those tiles and sets of them, and you don't want to have any ghosts at the end of your path, and or it's points against you. But this is a fun, from TMG, who's out of business, but I like this little game. We've hung on to it now for years, ever since it came out.
We had a hard time finding that even when it came out.
I think you can probably pick this up very cheap if you find it, but it's a fun time. And that's Ghosts of the Moor, and that's one of our Halloween games too. This game, Jaipur, came out, I don't know, but we've had it ever since it came out, and it's in a new edition box now. But we really love this game, and it is a set collection game also, where you turn in your cards that you've gotten from the market to pick up bonus tiles. That there's several different kinds having to do with the color of the card, or I think they're like fabrics and jewels and stuff, and depending on what cards you've collected, you're going to turn those in for tiles and bonus tiles and so forth. And then you have camels in the game also that you have to, is part of the mechanic of being able to select more cards than just one. So we always have loved Jaipur, had it for such a long time, and I just love the little, I love this edition. I haven't looked at the other one, but I just love the one we have. These tiles fit so neatly in the box, and the deck of cards is right there, book of rules, and then, yeah, just a nice little tight box. Jaipur, what a great game. I don't know if you haven't played it yet, it would, it'd be a fun time for you. I guarantee you all these games are just outstanding. That's why we hang on to them. Another game that we take with us all the time, and I've played this so many times, is Star Realms. I play this with my grandson.
The box is worn out.
Yeah, the box is getting a little bit worn out, but I mean, this is a little, what, $10, $15 box of game, and it's just a lot of fun. Again, when you're traveling and you want to play games, these are so nice because they're compact, don't take up a lot of space, and then when you get to where you're going, you can maybe spread it out on a table a little bit and play kind of a game that's small in a box but has a big feel to it. And Star Realms is kind of like that. It's a simple deck building game, very popular. Ever since we've had this, we've just always loved it. And we had Hero Realms for a while, but we preferred the space theme, science fiction theme a little better than, in this particular instance, than the high fantasy. Hero Realms is a high fantasy situation, this is science fiction. Just absolutely love that, and we've had all these games we've had a really long time. And this is a little game that comes in a tin can called Naya, and it's gorgeous too. Now this is by Bruno Cathala. You know, Bruno Cathala is an outstanding board game designer. And it's a tile selection game, and you're kind of a tic-tac-toe thing. Yeah, you have these beautiful, chunky Naya pieces. It's 2-player only. Did I mention, was Jaipur too? Yeah, Jaipur is 2-player only. Star Realm's 2-player only.
Ghost of More plays 4.
Ghost of More plays 5. Yeah.
Oh, 5.
Well, but we never will. But yeah, these nice little chunky tiles that you're going to place on the grid of tiles in the table in front of you, and I love the container.
And our grandkids have played that.
Yeah.
It's easy to pick up.
Yeah, and there's
easy to learn.
There you go.
Yeah, real easy to pick up and learn.
Such a great little game by Bruno Cathala. And again, I love the little the tin can package, so that's pretty cool. Now this game, Ohanami, is a fun card game. You have a big deck of cards. You deal 10 cards to each player, and you're going to lay them out in numerical order. You're allowed to have 3 columns in front of you, each player. And you can start that column with a large card, a small card, or one in the middle. But after that, they have to be in numerical order, and you're only allowed to build 3 columns. So you're thinking to yourself, how do you want to do this? And there's 4 different colors. Each color scores in a different fashion in the game. What's up, man? Yeah, each color scores in a different fashion, and you have to understand how that works, how the scoring works, how each color scores in order to play the game correctly. And it is such a fun time. There's such a lot to think about in this little box. This game is outstanding. It's just a deck of cards that's in here, but it's a beautiful game. I wish they had put it in a better... This box is kind of crappy.
Those little tuck boxes, because they fall apart.
It's going to wear out. It's evident already, and we really haven't had it that long.
No, we've had that not very long at all.
Yeah.
We need to get a new box to put that in, I guess.
But it's from Pandasaurus Games, and it is fabulous. It does play, I think 4 or so. Yeah. Doesn't really... Oh, there it is. Yeah, this plays up to 4 players, but I don't think I would do that. I mean, I don't know. These kinds of games, for the most part, work well at 2.
Yeah.
And Ohanami is one of them, but it's a fascinating game.
And it
a lot
plays
of fun.
fast.
Yeah, it's an excellent game. Absolutely phenomenal. This one we just got.
We did just get that.
District Noir. No, District Noir. This is a reskinning of a game. I couldn't tell you what the name of it is or when it came out. This is just here in 23. So...
That's Pandasaurus as well.
Pandasaurus Games, a nice little... And this is really a nice production in this game. I mean, they're oversized cards, and it's linen cardstock. And linen cardstock in Ohanami, by the way, too. That's very nice. And Jaipur, also linen cards. But this, you got this metal token, and what's going to happen is you're either the good guy or the bad guy, and whoever goes first is one side, and whenever it's the next guy's turn, you flip it over and give him the first player token. So that's pretty cool. Nice little metal token.
And you flip it to determine who goes first.
And you can flip it at the beginning of the game, to determine who goes first. But these are oversized cards, and you get 2 of the cards tell you how many cards are in the deck and how they score. And then there's a unique mechanic in here. There's 3 of these cards. They're called city buildings or some city cards. And if you can manage to get 3 of those, you win the game immediately.
And you did that once.
Did we do it? Oh, just
your very last game, you got all 3.
It was an accident.
Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't stop
I tried doing it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I did it by accident.
Yep, I couldn't stop you. The way the cards came out, I couldn't prevent you from taking them.
There's so much to think about in this game. I at one time said, you can never win like that. And sure enough, I did it by accident. But yeah, and it's just a fascinating game. You're trying to control these districts, and you get points for how it's a set collection type of thing. You get for a set of 5, 6, 7, and 8 scores, and then if you have more 8s or more 7s or 6s or 5s than the other person, you're going to get those 8, 7, 6, 5 points. And so that's pretty neat. Yeah. We have a game called Holmes, Sherlock and Mycroft, I think was the name of it.
Yep.
And it's very similar to this in how it scores. But this has a different mechanic where you can win right away. And Holmes Minecraft is a worker placement game.
Yeah.
But this is just a simple card game, but there's so much to think about because you are pushing your luck a little bit, and to do well at this game, you have to understand who you're playing, your opponent, because you might bait them. There's some minus value cards and some plus value cards that are separate from the other cards that are the districts, and you might put a plus value card out there hoping they will take that row of cards, because one time during the round you can select, or you have to select 5 cards out of the middle. I mean, you don't have to take 5. You have to take
as many
as yeah. You have to draw out of the middle one time.
Or 5 from the end.
Yeah. So it's hard to decide when to do that in this game. And we had a good time playing it. It takes a little while to feel it out. I mean, we played it 3 or 4 times before I was like, I'm finally getting the hang of this thing, I think. and what you have to think about, because in these little boxes, it's the same with Ohanami. There's just a lot to think about in these little card games, and that's why I find them fascinating. And they make you think enough that when you are in a situation where you don't have a great big table or time to set a big game up, these things are just great, games like that. And the next game I'm going to talk about, of course, is Biblios. And if you haven't played Biblios, you're just robbing yourself of a fantastic gaming experience. This is in my top 20 games of all time, along with the Namakoji and Mandala. This is, all 3 of those games are just absolutely, I might as well talk about this one now. And Namakoji, we're taking that one with us too. This is a set collection game also where you're manipulating, I think, 5 dice. You have 5 colored dice in here, and things you're going to do, if you're going to win a certain set collection, you're going to be able to turn those dice up and down and the values of them. So you're going to end up with scores that are so close, because it's just the die values that you add up. If you won that column, that's going to be your score. So if you have one die that says 3 and the other die says 2, your score is 5, on 2 dice. So it's low scoring, but the card mechanic in it is absolutely fantastic. It's by Steve Finn. It's a phenomenal game. It says plays 2 to 4. We've only played it at 2 so many times, and I love it like that. That's Biblios. Namakoji is an I split, you choose, and we just got another. Reiner Knizia's new San Francisco game uses I split, you choose. This one is a little more pure at it, though.
That's all you do.
It's all you do. I mean, it is such a hard decision to make. This is a fantastic game. Oh, and while I'm talking about it, what game was it? Oh, is it District Noir? Yeah, District Noir, you take 3 cards out of the deck before the game starts.
Oh, yeah.
So it's imperfect information. You don't know if all the 8s are in there, all the 7s.
Maybe one of the city cards
One of
is
the
missing.
city cards.
2 of our games, one of the city cards was missing.
2 of our games, one of the city cards was in those 3 cards, so you couldn't get that automatic win. Same with the Namakoji. You're going to shuffle the cards and put 1. I think just 1
it's
card.
Just 1 back in the box.
Back in the box.
But you don't know which one.
That is so huge, because I think there's only 26 cards. You have the big geisha cards, and then you have a regular playing deck size of cards. And man, it's so fascinating. You have 4 action tiles in front of you. Each action tile does a different action. And once you do that action, you have to turn it over to show that you've already done that. And you are going to offer up cards to your opponent. It's a 2-player only game, and they have to decide, do I want those 2 cards or those 2 cards? Whichever 2 they don't take, you're going to take and play in front of you. So you're going to have to stick cards out there you want, is the point.
Yeah.
And you're going to pray they don't take them. But guess what? They probably will, and you're going to have to do something else. But I mean, tell you, this is gaming perfection in a box. It costs nothing, 15 bucks. And I'm telling you what, it will just twist your brain. The rule set's so easy, but figuring out how to do well at it, man, I tell you. And even when you think you got it figured out, you don't.
You get down to that last tile and go, oh crap, what did I save that one for?
Yeah, you take your last turn and you're like, I shouldn't have done that now. I should have done that earlier. But stuff like that. So this is a great game. Namakoji, just a fantastic time. This is a game, and I'll talk about 2 of them right now. Point Salad and Truffle Shuffle by the same designers. These are both by AEG. This one is a very simple deck of card game, and you have a grid of cards you're going to lay out. In a 2-player game, I think there's 6 cards.
There's 3 columns.
And over top of those columns, you're going to have a deck of cards, the remainder in even piles, but they're going to be face down. The 6 in front of in the market are going to be face up, and they just simply have vegetables on them. So you have to decide, do I want to take vegetables, or do I want one of those face down goal? Because when they're face down, there's a goal on that card. So you have to get some of those goal cards and then take vegetables to satisfy those goal cards. And it becomes such a interesting, fast game because you don't know when to do that. Should I take those goal cards ahead of time, then start selecting my vegetables, or should I grab those vegetables because they're matching and start taking those and get a bunch of them, then wait for the goal cards? But once, if you wait too long, those gold cards are getting flipped over as
And
vegetables.
become vegetables.
And you're, oh my gosh, I should have took that. You know, that kind of thing. So point salad is a game I just can't imagine anybody living without. I mean, first time we played it, I was like, okay. And you'll play it 10 times in a row.
Well, because it didn't take long.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so much fun and it's so fast. Truffle Shuffle is a game that you're going to lay down a pyramid of cards in the middle of the table. You put a face-up row, then a face-down row. The face-up row starts with 4, then face-down 5, then face-up 6, then face-down 7, then face-up 8, face-down 9. And that's a pyramid of cards that you're going to have to choose from. And this is a sort of a set collection game because you can manipulate these cards with the special cards that are in here. There's a bunch of cards in here that have special powers, and that's what makes this game so nice. And again, you can tell it's from the mind of the people that did this, but they just added some stuff to it where you can, some of the cards you can change the color of the card. One of the cards will let you duplicate a card that's already in your hand. Another card can substitute for any number of card. Another card will be a particular number, like a 3 with a rainbow on it that's wild, so it can be any color. So you can see how that's going to go. And you'll get cards in your hand and you're going to be racking your brain trying to figure out how you can put together the runs in these cards, because you do large straight, small straight, you can do a flush, those kinds of things, and cards of the same color that score. And Truffle Shuffle is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't played it, it's such a good time. Yeah, whatever. So anyways, 2 more games we're taking with us by the same guy, Reiner Knizia, and we just got these this year. Both of them, Don't Llama Dice and High Score. Both of them are dice games, and they are so much fun. I told Lori, this would be a good gaming library.
Yeah.
if you're a person that maybe wants to sit down and play a game for maybe 15, 20 minutes every other night or twice a week, oh my gosh, these games are
Or you live in an RV.
Man, or a tent.
Or a tiny house.
But I mean, these are the types of games that you want to grab onto, because I guarantee you will have fun playing these games. High Score is a game where we have you got some beautiful dice, by the way, and then you have a deck of these cards, and every one of these cards shows you a different way to score. So when you turn one of these up, and it's the one you're going to use this round, you have to score like that. That's the way you're going to have to do the scoring, and it's different on every card, so that you have to figure out what that means, and you roll the dice, and you may have to push your luck a little bit, and you're going to try and get the highest score you can. You don't move around here gradually. You're going to take your turn trying to satisfy that card, and if your total is 18, boom, your marker goes on 18. And then the next person's like, oh my gosh, I got to beat 18?
Yeah.
I mean, to get the token, I think it's like a 5 and a 3 token. I think there's 3. Is it 5, 3, and 1?
I think so.
Yeah, I think 5, 3, and 1. So to get one of those
Maybe
tokens,
2s. I can't remember.
you have to be in that particular place on this scoreboard. And if somebody scores kind of high and you're like, oh, should I continue on? Because I've already got, X number of points. Should I just be happy with second place, or should I push my luck and go for first? So those are the types
and then
of
end
decisions.
up losing it all.
Yeah, you're gonna make it in this
Because you can
game.
bust.
So much fun. High Score. Again, I watched it played, and I knew immediately that I would like it. And it's got this guy's name on it, Reiner Knizia. Gosh, that means a lot, you guys. All right, Don't Llama Dice. This is another push your luck game. I love this game. The only thing I don't like about it are the cards are small, but we sleeved them. Oh no, we sleeved the ones that are in the front.
Yeah.
The ones that are in the front, they're going to be in front of you all the time. And this is another push your luck game. Cardstock is linen, even though they're small. And I wish they had made these playing card size. That's the only beef I have with the game. Lovely dice that you're going to roll. Sculpted, engraved dice, 3 of them. And some point chips. And is the first one to 30 points?
30 or 40, I forget
Loses,
which.
right?
Well, you're earning negative points.
Yeah.
So as soon as somebody gets to negative 40, the game ends, and then whoever has the highest negative points, the least negative points, wins.
It is the coolest
It's a
game.
backwards scoring game.
It is a backwards
But
scoring
it's a lot
game.
of fun.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun, you guys.
We had company over and played it, and they just wanted to play it again and again and again.
Yep. I mean, to have fun gaming, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Every one of these games, some of them you can get for $10, maybe under. I don't know, Point Salad or, just cheap. I know Star Realms is very inexpensive.
Yeah. If you can find them, that's the only
You
thing.
can find them. I mean, that's why I'm telling you about them. But we're going to take them on our trip for a hotel night, and probably at my daughter's and my sister's, the two families we're visiting up there, we'll probably play these with them. Mr. Jack, if you've played Mr. Jack, the big board game, this is a little pocket-style game of Mr. Jack where you have the little tokens that go around the outside of a grid, and it's a line of sight thing, trying to find Mr. Jack.
Yep, you're trying to find Mr. Jack.
Mr. Jack, and see where he's at. So you have a group of special power character tiles, and then you have a grid of square tiles that you're going to lay out on the table, and they have pathways on them, and that's the line of sight for you so that you can find that person you're looking for. So I mean, I didn't think I would like it because it's a deduction game. I don't really care for deduction style games, but I like this game. We played it, and it's a tiny thing. Lori found it on sale or something, but we were able to...
Yeah, somebody was selling. I got it used for like $5,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But it's a two-player game as well.
Just fabulous, man. Mr. Jack, if you like a deduction game, it's a deduction game where you're just going to have to try and guess where that person went, because you don't know where they're at. You know, they're hidden, but there's ways you can find out where they're at. And then this is a game we got years ago called Beastie Borders, and you got off Kickstarter.
I actually kickstarted it, yes. And it was the only way to get it. It's Corny von Mersel.
Is it Corny von Mersel? Okay, this is by Corny von Mersel. I didn't know. I didn't remember that.
Yep.
But he did Habitats, an excellent tile laying game, and he also collaborated with Uwe Rosenberg on Nova Luna, which is one of my favorite games of all time. It's in my top, I don't know, it's way up there in top 50, I think. But it's absolutely fabulous. But in this game, you just have a simple...
They'll know why I bought it as soon as they see it.
Yeah, you have a bunch of cards that you're going to lay out on the table, and you're going to move around those cards. It's on a grid. You probably can't see it on camera. There's a grid. There's 6 spaces on each one of these cards. So you're going to move around that grid, and you have these little glass animals, chickens and caterpillars, bunnies, and birds, pigs, chickens, and ducks. So those are really cool. It's just a cool game. We played it, and I mean, there's absolutely nobody knows about this game, I don't think. But us. And it's just a fabulous time. And it has what's that A-side die for? Do you remember?
That's how you move. You roll it and move.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have to move in the squares in order.
Yeah.
And you have to decide what to put there when you get there.
When you play this
And I've played that with other people too,
have
and they've really liked it. Yeah, Shelley, your sister Shelley played it with me.
We only played one. That's not complete.
No, I must not have written it.
We played this a lot. I remember playing this when I was sick.
You were sick because it's little, and you were sick, and we put it on a little tray and played it with him and when he was in bed.
Yeah. So it's a great game for stuff like all of these are great games for TV trays if somebody's ill and you want to go with them in the bedroom.
We played Biblios on a tray when I was sick. I remember doing that.
But we played this game and we absolutely loved it and have hung on to it.
I mean, it's in a little white box with a sticker on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a game box. It's like a homemade box.
It's absolutely fun, and we've hung on to it. Other than this one, I think all of these can be found.
I doubt if you can find that one.
This one you cannot find probably, but we're going to take it and I wanted to tell you about it.
And if you can find it, grab it because it's wonderful.
Yeah, it is absolutely wonderful. 2-player only. 2-player only. And I wanted you to know that. But these games, all of them are fun. You guys, I wouldn't tell you about them if I didn't think that they were the greatest. And I do think they're the greatest. And I hope you get a chance to play them if you have. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about. And we'll see you when we get back. We're going to be gone about 10 days maybe?
10 days, almost 10 days.
Probably 10 days. So it'll be a while before you see a video come out. But I promise to get started on my Ultimate Top 100. We'll get that going. But I love every one of you guys. And have a fabulous summer. It's been so hot here in Florida that we are just anxious to get out of here anyways. It was hit 100 twice this week. And with the humidity, it's just been a suffocating experience. But we're going to get out of here, and a couple of days when we're up in Ohio in the morning, it's going to be in the 50s. So
we can't wait.
I can't wait. Let's celebrate that. It's like people coming from the north to Florida in the wintertime. We're going to go north for the summer and get some cooler air. But yeah, hey, I love every one of you guys. Please like the video and subscribe. I'll see you the next time on the Bones Collector, and keep on board gaming, you guys, because of games that are inexpensive like this but are still wonderful and fun to play. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.